Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me here today for a brand new pick a card reading. For those of you that are new to the channel, hello and welcome in. My name is Melissa, and for today's reading, we're going to be looking into what is the best career path for you. So essentially what I'm going to be focusing on in today's video are some qualities and characteristics of the right type of job or career for you specifically, okay? So you can kind of look at this as being green flags versus red flags. So what are the green flags to look out for as you guys are perhaps embarking on a new career or searching for a new job? Just things to help you best pinpoint what is best suited for you, okay? So let's go ahead and get into our disclaimers. First and foremost, this is a general reading, so please keep in mind that some messages may resonate really specifically to you and your situation, while others may not. As I always say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Please don't take it personally if something in a general reading isn't super specific to your personal situation. If you guys do want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can do so will be linked in the description box down below, and I do offer a career reading specific option for those of you that want more guidance on career in general. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. We're working with 3 piles today. Starting here on the left with pile number 1, we are working with I almost said rose quartz. This is a smoky quartz crystal. Okay, for pile number 2, we are working with this Prehnite tower. And then for pile number 3, we are working with this citrine. So I want you guys to go ahead and take a deep breath. Go ahead and think about your career and what's the best type of career path for you. Select the pile or crystal you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your selection, you can scroll down to the description box below where you'll locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey there, pile number 1. If you guys picked out this smoky quartz cluster, this will be your career reading. So as I mentioned in the intro, today what we're going to be looking at are green flags, or signs that you will know that you're on the right career path. So we're looking at more so what is best suited for you. If you guys do want me to do another career reading where we look at red flags, maybe things to avoid when looking for jobs, let me know in the comments below and I will upload that one at some point in the future here. So starting off for group number 1, green flags. So we start off here with the message of Leo. And then we have Uranus. Oh, wow. Okay. So already starting us off with some super, super powerful energy, group number 1. So immediately what I'm getting from these 2 cards together is that I feel like for you guys, you are meant to really stand out when it comes to your career. Leo energy is all about being in the spotlight. It is about being in a position of leadership, right? I feel like you guys would do really, really well in a career or a job where you kind of have all eyes on you, a lot of attention on you. I feel like you guys should be sort of like a source of leadership and inspiration to others as well. And especially with Uranus coming up here, I'm almost getting that for you guys, you would do really well in a career path where you can help to lead others through drastic changes. Uranus it's sort of like this energy of shifting gears completely into something new and different, right? So leading through change, I think, is something that is a strength for you all who chose group 1. Now, I also kind of feel like you guys may also be sort of someone that is a catalyst for change, right? Because you do have this really big personality, this charisma, this natural ability to lead and inspire others. It's like I feel that you all could potentially be the type of person who really inspires drastic changes, almost like we're totally like destroying what is traditionally done and encouraging the workplace or other people to like shift again into a totally new and different gear. So there's definitely really powerful energy coming through so far, but definitely I'm getting spotlight leadership vibes. We have the Nine of Swords here. So this is talking about insomnia, victim mentality, and clouded judgment. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I feel like in times of change, you know, with Uranus, sometimes Uranus can be changes that are incredibly fast. Like it's something unexpected that we don't always see coming, right? And so with change can sometimes come this energy of like anxiety, right? Like feeling like we don't know what direction to go. You see how like this person is in just like a puddle, just like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just laying here freaking out. So again, I'm sort of getting this energy of you all being able to inspire others and be that leader through change. But for some of you guys, I'm actually getting that this is a more sort of like personal, maybe spiritual energy that's coming through for your career, where it's like maybe you guys that chose group 1 have a lot of anxiety about change, or maybe you guys have a lot of fears of the unknown. And Uranus is certainly an energy of like pushing us into the unknown at times, right? It's surprising, it's shocking, it's different from what we're comfortable with. So I'm almost kind of getting for some of you that something more spiritual that you're learning through your career as you move along is how to you yourself be confident to navigate sudden changes. You know, so instead of maybe in the past, maybe some of you guys have really crumbled when massive change has hit you. I feel like there's some sort of like greater lesson on your career path around learning to strengthen your confidence around navigating through some of these challenging situations. So let's continue. So we have the Child Divine coming through. We also have Don Juan. Yeah, I mean, especially this Don Juan card, you guys, like that really echoes that Leo energy. Like, I feel like you guys really are meant to be in the spotlight. This is really showing that one of your strengths here is your charisma. You know, your ability to win people over, right? Charm people over. This talks about your positive, seductive qualities, right? So meaning that in the workplace, in your career, you guys are really good at getting people to buy in to whatever it is that's supposed to be done here. Getting people on board is coming through. Making people feel really good about what it is that you guys are doing together as a team, or just what the overall goals and objectives are. We also have the Child Divine here. Innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. So there's still sort of like this innocent quality that you're bringing to the table here. Like there's a purity that's coming through with this, which is interesting because the Don Juan can sometimes be this energy that we look at as being a little bit manipulative. But I feel like you guys, when you're trying to win people over or persuade people to do something, get someone on board with whatever the agenda is, right? There is this energy of purity coming through as you're doing this. I feel like people would be very trusting of your energy because you do know how to be persuasive, but it's also coming from a place of honesty, purity, innocence. Again, though, I'm also getting for some of you guys that like this is a deeper spiritual lesson that you're learning as you navigate through your career path, ultimately whatever this is. You know, I feel like you guys might actually be healing your inner child through your career. Because let's look at the shadow attribute here. This says an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. Sometimes that Uranus energy can pop up as like negative forces. It can be perceived that way because it can be a very earth-shattering energy. So it's almost like, again, you guys are learning a really massive lesson about how to manage through change and to be the leader through change and how to lead yourself and maybe even others, right? It's like a deeper lesson that's coming through here. So I would say so far what I'm seeing, like in terms of what to look out for, just when it comes to your career, I think anything where you can be the leader, anything where you can really be challenged to test your flexibility and your abilities to drive change, to adapt to change, to win others on board to a new vision. But also with that child energy coming through, it's like maybe even looking for things where you can be creative. You can like you can almost express some of those inner child qualities in a way. So let's see. We have a 10 of Cups coming up here. We have the Star. We also have the Hanged One. Okay. Wow. I definitely feel like for you guys, I'm certainly continuing to see messages about people, right? Emotional connection. With the 10 of Cups here, you guys may also do really well working with family or working in an environment where the people you're with feel like a family. I'm also getting here like sort of an energy of looking for a company or looking for a role where you feel really passionately about the cause, right? Like the deeper cause, or the mission, you know, the mission of whatever like the company is. Because I'm getting like very allyship vibes from this as well. You guys may do well in a role where you're sort of like influencing change within the community at large too. But again, here with the Star, there's an energy of like the spotlight, you know, like people having eyes on you. I feel like those of you that chose this group, maybe without even really realizing it, I feel like you guys have very healing energy. You know, I feel like a lot of people will kind of flock to you and be, just feel really good in your presence. Like you guys are meant to be a source of inspiration for others, to bring people together over a common cause or common ground that you share. I'm also getting here sort of like safe haven energy as well, right? So maybe you guys are helping others out there who feel like they've been victimized or feel like they are struggling with certain qualities and things in their life, right? And you're that safe haven for them. Because that's kind of like what, you know, the Statue of Liberty was supposed to like symbolize, quote unquote, right? So that's really interesting. But yeah, like with the Hanged One here, it's like you guys are really here, I think, to help to sort of influence others to see things from a different perspective. Like, again, it's like that shifting gears. And, you know, sometimes when it comes to change, there can be a little bit of stubbornness involved with this, right? Like, sometimes people can be very set in their ways and they don't necessarily want to move. They don't necessarily want to make the change. But I feel like your purpose, Group 1, is, again, it's like to help people sort of pause and reflect and inspire them to see it differently. This is really interesting, you guys, because I thought that this reading was going to be more like, what are some just like qualities and characteristics you should be looking for? And I guess it kind of is, but I'm almost getting here that this is more of like, this feels more like life purposey to me in a sense, or like what your purpose within your career is meant to be. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Let's continue here. I'm also getting like, there's yoga here. There could be something around fitness or wellness. That's a thing for some of you as well. So we have Maya. This is the root chakra, beloved Zeus, lovers. This cosmic union is destined for greatness. So yes, again, this is about bringing people together, unifying people around a common ground or a common cause. Also with like the root chakra coming up here, that's interesting too, because you guys picked the Smoky Quartz, which is a, you know, it's like a stabilizing crystal for the root chakra. So it's interesting because with Uranus being here, this is a very unstable type of energy. So again, it's like I'm getting that you guys are meant to help to stabilize people through massive change, helping to anchor people in, you know, the idea or whatever it is that's going on, or the mission, the vision, and sort of be that like stabilizing force for others, that leader, right? So let's close it out. We've got a couple more here. So we have respect coming through. which makes a lot of sense. It's like, it seems like you guys are really meant to be someone who is highly respected. We also have work-life balance coming through too. So I think like just on a more, personal level for you guys, something that you really want to look out for is to feel respected in your work, because you guys do have a lot of energy that shows me that you like to be in the spotlight, or that you do well when you're in the spotlight, and that when people are recognizing you for your hard work and for your abilities and the leadership that you're bringing to the table. So if you're not feeling as though you're getting that respect, that may be a red flag that wherever you're at is not the right place for you. If you don't feel like you can be yourself, if you don't feel like you can let that inner child version of yourself come through, it's not the right fit. I also see that you guys really need to be looking for a role where you can have work-life balance. I think that you guys have, you probably have a lot of other things outside of your working life that are important to you. You know what I mean? So when you're navigating your career, you want to really check in and ask yourself what it is that you genuinely need when it comes to your work-life balance. Maybe this is also why we have the 10 of Cups coming up here, because the 10 of Cups is all about family. So this might be more so talking about your personal family unit versus your work family, quote unquote. It seems like it's really important for you guys to maybe have that time outside of work to connect with family or to be able to do things that you genuinely want to do. So group 1, this is a really interesting reading. I would love to hear from you in the comments how it resonates for you and how you feel it aligns with where you're at in your career right now. So please drop me a comment down below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are aware of whenever I'm uploading new content, and I look forward to seeing you in a new video very soon. Bye. Hey there, pile number 2. If you guys picked out this beautiful Prehnite tower, this will be your reading. We're going to be looking into green flags or qualities and characteristics to look out for to know that you're on the right path in your career. So what traits are best for you in a job? Pile 1's reading actually ended up being like very interesting. It was like really spiritual in nature. So I'm definitely excited to see what comes through for you, group 2. You guys did choose the Prehnite here. So right off of the bat, this is a crystal that's known to be the healing crystal for people who are healers. So I'm already kind of wondering if some of you guys are healers in some capacity, whether it's like medically, spiritually, emotionally. There could be something about healing that comes through for you in your career. So we have the 6th house. And we have Saturn. Interesting. Well, I definitely think with the 6th house, there's definitely a fitness, not necessarily fitness, but there is sort of like a health and wellness energy that's coming through here. The 6th house is all about kind of like our day-to-day routines. And it can definitely speak of things like the gym or fitness, health, it's kind of like your day-to-day activities, how you take care of yourself, right? And I know that Saturn, I think I've read that Saturn actually has to do with like our bones and teeth, like on a more mundane level of things, right? So there could be something around like, kind of like I was saying in the beginning, like being a doctor, being a medical care provider, dental work, something like that coming through. But definitely with the 6th house of sustainability coming up here, it feels like what you guys are meant to be doing is something within physical health. So that could be, like fitness, gym, training, but really anything, mental health, and kind of like the routine that we have around this, right? So whether it's helping other people with their health or maybe something that is more personal to you, it's like what I feel is what you guys are supposed to be doing for work is something that is already like, it may currently already be kind of like wrapped up in your routine. And if it's not, it's like your work is supposed to be a part of like the health and wellness piece of your work is meant to be sort of a part of your day-to-day life. Does that make sense? You guys also have Saturn here. So Saturn talks about, like the card says, structure. With the 6th house being here, it's like there's definitely something here around having a structured routine with your career, specifically having to do with health. Saturn is also an energy of like maturity and responsibility as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys that chose group number 2 are healers in some way. You are doing something for others with regard to their health and wellness, because Saturn is sort of this energy of coming in and saying, like, it's like dad energy, it's like telling someone like, hey, this is the routine, this is the structure, this is what you're supposed to do in order to get the results that you want. Putting someone on a regimen, kind of. And, Saturn can also talk about restrictions too. So, sometimes in order to meet these health and wellness goals, we do have to sort of restrict certain aspects of our lifestyle, right? If you want to lose weight, you may have to restrict, calories or whatever it is. Like, that's just a random example, but there's definitely an element here of you guys being mature and responsible and maybe even providing wisdom to others through the work that you're doing. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so we have the Devil. So this is talking about temptation, toxic workplace, and abandoned principles. Okay, but the Devil, it makes a lot of sense, you guys, because the Devil card would be the challenge for others when it comes to health and wellness. I think that you guys on a personal level are really meant to sort of get out of, like, you should not be working in an environment where it's not in alignment with your own personal principles, specifically around health and wellness is what I feel. And like professionalism and maturity, I feel, are coming through as well. So for some of you, you might be in a current role where you feel like you're sort of bound to this environment that doesn't really align with your day-to-day routine and your, goals that you have for yourself. So I think that you're sort of learning a lesson here around either one, how to set up your own routines around these other work environments, or how to completely break free of them altogether and be doing work for yourself, work that fits into your routine. Does that make sense? But then again, I also feel like, the Devil card, if you guys are meant to be in a career path that is helping others with their physical health and fitness and things like that, the Devil card talks about temptations, right? This is helping people to break out of toxic patterns or, cycles that sort of bring them down. It's temptation energy, right? So that kind of ties in really well with what you guys might be doing with helping people with their health. So let's keep going. So we have bully energy coming through. Oops. And then we have the trickster energy coming through. Interesting. So let's look at the bully energy. Highlight your tendency to intimidate others helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. It's like, yeah, I'm just kind of getting with this, an energy of trying to push people, right? Like trying to push them to be better with that Saturn card coming up here. Like you're trying to get people to move, energetically move, physically move. And you guys may have like tendencies here to be a little bit intimidating at times, right? Because this is what this is talking about. But I also think too, like, we're talking about green flags to look out for in a job. I would say that you guys may actually need to work in an environment that's going to be consistently pushing you to be better, right? Helping you to confront your own inner fears that keep you down with that Devil card coming up. So it's like if you're looking for new work, as you're, navigating whatever career, job search you're on, whatever, like you guys may want to look out for people or places that you can be in that are going to help you to sort of confront those inner fears that you may have or inner demons or whatever it is and push you, right? Push you to be better, hold you accountable in a sense. We also have the trickster, transcending convention stuffiness and predictable behavior. Yeah, it's interesting because even though we have that 6th house, which typically talks about like our routines and maybe having a structure, I feel like that trickster card is saying that like you guys kind of, I think, are meant to do something that's a little bit outside of the box, right? Like, I think that doing something that's super predictable could get a little bit boring for you over time. But I also think it's interesting because you do have a lot of routine energy coming through for things to look out for. So maybe it's like whatever routine you want to be in for work, it's about you guys, again, being able to create your own routine and doing what it is that you want to do versus what someone else or a specific workplace wants you to do. Definitely getting like creative energy there. And also with this magician card, it's not the magician card, but this is a magician that's here. So I think some of you guys want to be able to feel like you're creating for yourself versus like being beholden to someone else, like the Devil card here. So we have the Hermit, more Virgo energy coming up. Page of Cups. King of Swords. Okay. I definitely feel like with this Page of Cups being highlighted here, you guys may want to look out for maybe like something where you're working with children could be a good fit. You know, routines kind of with kids are kind of a thing, right? Whether it's like a daycare or school, teaching. But like Page of Cups also represents something creative. You see how like this little girl has created her own little sandcastle here. It's like fun. Like there's fun energy here with the Page of Cups. So it's like I feel that you guys want to be able to creatively express yourself in whatever work it is that you're doing. Again, with that trickster energy of the magician, like being able to create an environment that feels emotionally fulfilling to you. I feel like a lot of you guys with this Hermit card may want to be able to work from home as well. Like looking at this Hermit, you see this? He's kind of got like a work from home setup. This beautiful little office, sanctuary. We've got essential oils going here, right? So I'm kind of feeling like a lot of you guys, maybe the 6th house energy that's coming through with the Saturn card is more so talking about like your desire to be able to either work for yourself or work from home so that you can have a little bit more control over like your own routine. Maybe you guys also like structure in your life. And so having something that's a little bit more predictable where you're just responsible for yourself and you're just responsible for your work and it's within your environment, right? It fits into your routine. This would be something that I feel you guys would excel in really well. You know, the Hermit is also talking about you guys having a lot of wisdom to offer up to others too, right? So maybe there's an element here, if you did resonate with the messages of helping people, there's an element here of you all being able to share out your wisdom to others through your work too. And then we have King of Swords over here, which is also sort of giving me structured vibes here. I do think you guys want that emotional fulfillment in a career, but I also feel like with the King of Swords, having structure, having a routine, having a regimen, something that feels predictable seems important to you, but still creative. There still needs to be a creative attribute to it. You know, King of Swords is also kind of about like using logic and reason, you know, so maybe something that is more intellectually stimulating is what I feel with that trickster too could be really good for you. So we have Merope, the fallen star. This says, I no longer hide my face. I step into my light with love. Hold on. I want to look at something. I don't think I can. Never mind. I think something else that you guys may be learning, kind of going back to this bully card, something else that I feel you guys are learning with your career, just in general from a more spiritual perspective, is being able to overcome any fears of being seen, right? Like, this is sort of talking about being able to no longer hide your face, stepping into my light with love. So being able to love yourself and also know that like you have a lot to offer. You have a lot of wisdom. You know, maybe you guys in the past have been more like reclusive when it comes to your work. This is saying that you guys have a lot to offer and that you should be, there's something here around healing a fear of being in the spotlight. So maybe there's been an energy here of, maybe you guys have dealt with like toxic work environments in the past where like, you didn't feel confident in yourself to speak up or to be yourself. I feel like this is a bigger overarching theme, like a spiritual lesson that you guys are learning ultimately through your work. So we have money and finances coming up. And then finally we have role clarity. So yeah, I definitely think with role clarity coming up, you guys would do really well in a job. Like I just keep getting a lot of structure and routine with not a lot of blurred lines here. Like role clarity is about knowing exactly like, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is when I'm supposed to do it. This is how I'm supposed to do it. It's like a little bit of a predictable energy, right? Versus, sometimes when you get into these more toxic work environments, they might have you doing all this stuff that's not really your job. You may have confusion about what you're really supposed to be doing versus what someone else should be doing, right? So when I see role clarity, I feel like you guys need to be looking out for jobs that are very clear and specific around what you're doing and why. And there's no like muddying of the waters, right? There's no like you taking on extra responsibilities if it's not a part of your designed role. I also see here that money and finances are really important here. So for you guys, it definitely feels like that is being emphasized for a reason. So whether it's like a certain amount of money that you're looking for, or you want to make sure you're getting paid fairly, as we all do, make sure that you're not taking a role that is not in alignment with your values around money and finances, is what I'm seeing here. So group number 2, I do think I'm going to go ahead and close out the reading there. Definitely really interesting. These readings are coming out really interesting so far. So drop me a comment below. Let me know how you feel it resonates with you in your career situation. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are aware of when I'm uploading new content. And if you liked this reading and you guys want me to do more of like a red flags to look out for in career, drop me a comment down below and let me know as well. See you soon. Hey there, pile of 3. If you guys picked out the Citrine, this is going to be your reading. We're going to be focusing in on green flags, or what to look out for to know that you're on the right path in your career. So we'll see what qualities and characteristics come through as you guys are navigating your career life or any job searches. I also just wanted to say that if you guys like this video and you want me to do like a red flags to look out for, so maybe like things to avoid in your career, drop me a comment down below and I'll be happy to upload that video in the near future. Let's go ahead and start off with some oracle cards. So we have the Root, the Imam Quelli. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And then we have Mars. Wow. Okay. Group 3. So I really feel like for you guys, with this card here, the IC coming up, whatever you guys are doing, I feel like you need to feel like there is a deeper purpose behind it. Like I'm almost getting for you guys, like with this being the Root, like whatever you're doing, you want it to feel like it is setting you up. It's like a stable foundation from which you can grow and build, right? So maybe for some of you, this is about like running your own business and working for yourself. And if that's not the case, it's like you just want to make sure that the place you're working at has a solid foundation to support you. But I'm also getting like, even if this isn't about like you guys running your own business and you're just like, working for corporations or working for other people, whatever, like, I feel like you guys need to be looking out for places where you can always be constantly evolving and growing and learning about yourselves, right? Like, I think of going into a role for the specific reason to maybe like learn a new skill, because that new skill is going to build to your foundation as you move forward. Does that make sense? So there's definitely something here around growth and stability that is coming up for you. For some of you guys, this could be something to do with like your ancestors or your family, right? So maybe like family business or being able to create a business that can be passed down through generations as well. And with Mars being here, I definitely see that you guys are meant to do something that you feel really passionately about. You know, when I think of Mars, I definitely think of passion. Passion being like things we love, things that bring us excitement. Maybe even there's an element of like feistiness or anger around like what drives your passions. I also feel though, like with motion being highlighted here with Mars, like some of you guys may do well to look for roles where you can be more mobile, right? So being kind of out there, traveling, moving around, having some variety in your day could be really important for you. Maybe even also the ability to sort of make impulsive choices and decisions on a whim could be really important to you. Yeah, let's continue. We have the Eight of Cups. This says branching out, moving onwards, bigger and better things. Yes. So there's definitely this energy for you guys of like seeking that emotional fulfillment, you know, with Mars, like going after your passions is going to be very important here. And kind of like I was talking about here with this card, it's like this is talking about bigger and better things, right? So whatever you guys are doing for your work, I feel like there's this need to ensure that it is helping you to grow. It's helping you to branch on to the next thing, branching out, right? It's helping you to learn something so that you can continue to move onwards or upwards or however you want to look at it. But it definitely feels like maybe right now you guys are seeking more emotional fulfillment. And I think the way that you're going to do this, the way you're going to achieve this is through being able to branch out on your own in a sense, or try something new and different than you've tried in the past. Okay, we have Rebel energy coming through. We also have Fool energy coming through. Yes, I'm very much getting from this group like doing things outside of the box, maybe even working for yourselves again. So the Rebel card, this is talking about challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, right? So this is all about doing your own thing, marching to the beat of your own drum, doing things a little bit outside of the box, right? Rebelling against the social norms. You know, I definitely feel like you guys would do really well to work for yourselves. Do something where you don't necessarily have to answer to anyone and you can really be free to make your own autonomous choices and decisions. We have the Fool, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy, using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. Yes, so it's like with that Eight of Cups here, it's like there's a need to really tap into how you're feeling in the jobs that you're doing, right? So if you guys are coming to this reading and you're currently in a role that you're like, I don't know, I don't feel really happy, maybe it's making you cry, or maybe you feel like you can't be your true self in it, that is something you need to check in with yourself around. Because I feel like you guys need to make sure that like you are feeling emotionally fulfilled in the work that you're doing. You know, this is telling me that you guys want to be able to feel like you can just be yourself, fearlessly revealing emotion. So whatever it is you're feeling, if you're feeling passionately about something, if you're angry about something, if you're sad about something, it's like you want to be able to express whatever that is in the most authentic way possible. And so like if you're in what feels like a really constraining work environment where you kind of have to be buttoned up or something like that, it may not be the best fit for you. So yeah, like working for yourself or branching out on your own would probably allow you that freedom. So we have the Devil card coming up here. We have a Nine of Pentacles. And we have a Strength card. Lots of fiery energy. I definitely feel with this Nine of Pentacles coming up here that flexibility and independence are really important to you guys. You know, like this is a card that really talks about having achieved the ultimate success as an individual, right? Usually this is when we have enough money in the bank. We are feeling, you know, very relaxed in that. We have extra money to spend because we've worked really hard so far. and we can kind of splurge on luxury things. I'm also getting with this Nine of Pentacles too, that like maybe some of you guys want to be able to have the freedom to work when you want and play when you want. You know what I mean? Because the Nine of Pentacles energy is like when you've already done the work and now you're reaping the rewards of the hard work you've done. So whatever you guys end up doing, there is sort of this feeling of freedom that is needed for you. Like to be able to kind of come and go as you please and enjoy your life beyond the work that you're doing. And so for some of you, if you are kind of wanting to branch out and do your own thing, I definitely feel like this is why we have sort of this like small business energy or like owning your own business energy coming through. Because I think theoretically, if you're only responsible for yourself, or you can create sort of a lifestyle for yourself around a business where you could experience this type of energy or lifestyle, I feel like that would be ideal for you. We do have the Devil card coming up here. So, you know, this energy is sort of about feeling bound or trapped or stuck in a situation, right? And I kind of feel like this card is coming up to more so represent like the overall lesson that you guys are learning around detaching yourself from somebody else's work environment. You know what I mean? Or a toxic work environment in a sense. Because the Devil card does talk about toxic work environments, but it also talks about obligations, right? Obligations and attachments to somebody else or something else that might be supporting us in a sense, but at the same time is holding us back. So for instance, like if you guys have always dreamed of being free and working for yourself, but maybe you're sort of like addicted to the security of working at a corporation, right? Because theoretically, that's giving you like a stable paycheck, you know, it's giving you health insurance, like theoretically, and not in all cases, right? But, you know, like that support that this is giving you is comfortable, but at the same time, it kind of holds you back from being able to branch out on your own because it kind of keeps you in your comfort zone in a sense. And you guys have so many indications here of wanting to be able to be yourself and live in your truth and be able to authentically express. And so sticking it out in an environment that belongs to someone else ultimately may not be the best fit for you. It's almost like this energy of like, I feel like you guys want to be able to like enrich yourselves, whether it's monetarily, spiritually, emotionally. And when you're in this Devil energy, you're working for someone else, you're ultimately enriching that person. You get what I'm saying? Because you're working for their company. So just something to think about. If that doesn't resonate, let it fly. But you guys also have the Strength card here. So this is also about like, I want to take a look. Maybe something about like dogs could be, or like working with animals might be good for you. But this is also about kind of having control. You know what I mean? Because look at how she's walking like, what is this, 8 dogs here? And they're all perfectly like behaved. And she has control over them without having to be overly like aggressive like Mars can be sometimes. But I kind of read this again as you guys having the control over your own life and having that control effortlessly versus having to force something. So we also have the Oracle. It says, I am the Oracle. My intuitive insights flow freely. This is heart chakra energy. So yes, like once again, I think that what you guys want to be looking for as you're navigating your career are roles that really inspire you, really ignite your passions with Mars, where you have that emotional fulfillment and maybe some sort of emotional connection to the work that you're doing. This is saying my intuitive insights flow freely. So again, being able to just respond to yourself versus somebody else, right? Being able to feel something within you like, oh, I need to do this or I would like to do that. And being able to freely do this and freely express yourself is coming through as well. We have partnerships coming up, so that's interesting. And we also have HR issue, red flag. That's so funny. Maybe some of you guys working in HR could be a good path for you. Maybe for some of you that would be like a a field that could help to set you up for success for something in the future. That would also make sense with the Devil card being here, because this is sort of like putting out toxic situations in a sense with HR. But I also think too, this is just another confirmation of like honoring your intuition and listening to the red flags that you feel, right? So like, for instance, if you guys are getting into a job and you feel intuitively that this is not emotionally fulfilling, that you're going to have to seek fulfillment elsewhere, I feel like what Spirit is saying is that listening to your own intuitive insights are going to be really important. And when you feel like something is off, you need to maybe embrace the fact that maybe it is off and it may not be the best fit for you. It also seems like working with others is coming up as well, which is interesting because in the majority of this reading, I was getting very independent energy here. But it's interesting that partnerships came up here next to the Devil card. So I feel like some of you guys on a more spiritual level might be healing something around working with others, right? Around partnerships at work. Maybe some of you have been in some sort of like toxic partnerships in the past, or partnerships within work or career that have gone south. And I think that there's something here that's being highlighted for you around being able to work with others. I'm also kind of getting like, when you're working with others, like in a partnership, it should feel freeing, right? So just because you have a partner, it shouldn't feel like you're bound or stuck to them. You should still be able to authentically express yourself with whoever it is you're working with, if it is the right partnership. Kind of like in a romantic relationship, right? So what I'm kind of hearing from this is like, if you guys have had toxic partnerships in the past, and this is why you're wanting more freedom, don't totally close yourself off to the idea of partnerships. I think it's about finding the right partnerships that still allow you that freedom and flexibility and independence that you desire, versus a partnership that makes you feel constrained. Because for whatever reason, working with others is being highlighted here as being important to you, or important for you. But again, I think it's just about finding the right people versus avoiding it altogether. So group 3, this was really interesting. I would love to hear from you in the comments how you feel it resonates with your situation. So please let me know down below. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are notified whenever I'm uploading new videos. And I look forward to seeing you in a new reading really soon. Bye.